Welcome to Two Hotties and a Naughty, a podcast about life's little victories, hotties, and constant disappointments, naughties. Here are your hosts, Michael Beck, Hicks, and Dwight Slappe.
Welcome to Two Hotties and a Naughty. My name is Michael Beck.
My name's Hicks.
And I'm Dwight Slappe. We've got a new prompt here at the beginning because we're worried that maybe there's a bias in the order as we present our hotties and naughties. So it should be more random. So we're going to pull a prompt from this magical box of prompts that we have. I call it the magical box of prompts. And determine... Well, it's magical, not spooky, Beck. I know you get confused. All right. So this will determine our order. When's the last time your pet had an accident in the house?
I'm pretty sure today when I came down here, accident.
I will say mine was about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. And Coco was like January. So.
Oh, mine's definitely sooner than 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so you're up first, Slice.
Oh, my God. Okay. All right, let's kick things off with the hottiest of all hotties, hot dogs. Hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Hot dog!
That time of the year, you know. Here we are, mid-spring. Summer's right around the corner. Time to get that grill out. It's hitting those high, mid-80s, you know. Get those hot dogs going, boys. I mean, you know, how can you go wrong? West Virginia, known for the staple hot dog. My favorite combination of chili sauce. Some just call it sauce. I don't want to start any fights here. I'm just going to say, I'm going to split the difference, say chili sauce, coleslaw, mustard, and onions. That to me is the staple West Virginia dog, and I love it. What do you guys think about hot dogs?
Beck?
Awesome. I also we're going straight to hot dogs, none of that Italian sausage or Big Red Smoky or bratwurst bullshit. Certainly no Metwurst. All of which, of course, are objectively of higher quality than a hot dog. But, there's something very satisfying about just a garbage hot dog.
Well,
Right.
I do need an all-beef dog. I need an all-beef Frank.
Okay. I got you. I can respect it.
Just
I
as
can
we
do
grow
anything.
as we grow as people, you have to draw certain lines in the sand, and mine isn't all beef Frank. I am shunned in the hot dog community because I like ketchup. I like ketchup on my hot dog. I like ketchup and chili and cheese, and that's about it. That's how I roll.
Yeah, I'll get down with that anytime. I have my tiers of preference, but I've been known to get freaky with some ketchup on some hot dogs. You know, it's no shame in that either.
Recently, Leanne and I had a disagreement about how long you can keep hot dogs in the refrigerator after they've been opened. My argument was, well, they're horribly processed meats, and I put them in a freeze bag, sealed freeze bag after I open them. So I would think they're good until way after I die. She said, no. Once we open them, you have 3 days to eat all of those hot dogs.
That is false. That is false bullshit.
It is. Then she looked it up, and I guess the Oscar Mayer, Big Oscar, told her that it's 3 days, 7 days. It's 7 days. Which still, I told her, I have definitely eaten hot dogs that have been open longer than 7 days in my life. And so we agreed to disagree until last night. I got hungry. Made myself a hot dog. Probably opened those dogs 10 days to 2 weeks ago. And last night I got violently ill. In a way that they will sing songs about. She's going to discover this fact while she listens to the podcast. I have not.
Don't ever doubt the Weenie Mobile. You doubted the Weenie Mobile, and now you pay the price. You know. Fun fact, here in the Huntington area, there is actually like a hot dog trail or hot dog walk. I don't know what you want to call it. Basically 8 hot dog
probably not
locations. Walking. No. I mean, that would take a while. That's like the Appalachian Trail of hot dogs. But
I'm just worried about everyone's heart with all those hot dogs.
But you check off 8 different locations that are known for their hot dogs, and you get hot dogs from each of them. You get a T-shirt. 5, and you get a pin. I'm going for the T-shirt this year. I already checked Midway off the list. And I live an exciting life, guys. I live a really exciting life.
I think it says great about my adoptive hometown of Huntington, West Virginia, that you can go to 8 goddamn hot dog locations in that town. Like,
that's right.
And there are about 8,000 people that live in Huntington now. That is a hot dog place for every 1,000 people.
And to be fair, some are in Lesage and Barbersville, neighboring towns and cities. But
people love local geography when we do this.
That's true.
People love it.
I'm really. I've got my finger on the pulse of what the people want to hear. Get
This
your maps
podcast
out, children.
This podcast is full of hot dog news because also, the last couple of weeks, I've learned that the best way to make a hot dog, if you're not grilling, I know people love to grill, is in an air fryer.
Yeah.
You score them, you put them in there at 400 for about 5 minutes. So good.
Yeah, that's what we do in here. But I heard another method that was taught to someone that worked on a riverboat gambling or a gambling riverboat. And
but before you say your riverboat gambler hot dog story, which is gonna overwhelm whatever I'm gonna say, I'll just say that my wife prepares hot dogs by immersing them in the homemade hot dog chili that she makes. And she cooks the hot dogs that way, which is, I think, objectively, obviously the correct way to make hot dogs.
Oh yeah, if I was going to go to the trouble to make homemade chili, which I will never ever do in my life, that is how I would do it.
Well, that's pretty good. But this guy actually said, take the hot dogs in the pack they came in, throw them in boiling water, don't cut them, don't open them, and boil them in their packaging, and it will be the best hot dog you've ever had. I don't have the guts to try this method, but if anyone does, I would love to hear, a report back on the quality of that. But he said ever since
if we could have a scientist reach out to us about boiling plastic and what that will do to us.
It's the sous vide of hot dogs.
Dwight, I also think it's pretty presumptuous to assume that riverboat gambler was not a scientist.
All right, my hottie this week, because it's time to say goodbye to them for a while, cardigans. Just a handy cardigan to put over a t-shirt, to put over a dress shirt. It's welcome in any situation. It brings a little class to whatever wardrobe you're going out of the house with. And frankly, as a guy who has trouble controlling his body temperature a lot, they're a real lifesaver.
Yeah. A way to fight off those little chills that we get sometimes now.
Grampy gets cold. Grampy gets very cold.
And what about the little pockets that you can put like your little tissues and hard candies in?
It's
those
so disappointing when you get a cardie that doesn't have little side pockets. Like, what a wasted opportunity. Now I know how women feel when they buy pants that don't have pockets. It's the exact same thing. I feel their pain.
I've tried to rock a cardie. I can't pull it off. I just can't. So
Now, why do you say that?
I don't know what it is, but I feel like, I don't know. It doesn't sit right on my frame, and that's why I'm stuck over here in the mundane hoodie land. I love my hoodies, and so it resonates with me what you're saying, but it's just the hoodie for me, because there's always got to be pockets or that pouch on my hoodie. But I respect those who can rock the cardigan. Both you gentlemen do it well. I've tried, but I don't know. I don't know.
So is this a thing that you've made this personal decision? Now, has Autumn, your wife, ever told you, hey, you look good in a cardigan? Or is she
No.
backing your play here?
She hasn't even said, never mind. No. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Do you need
No,
Do you need help? Are you saying she's never called you attractive in any? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going for, but no, she has. I don't know if she's telling the truth or not, but definitely not with a cardigan, because I don't think I've ever had the guts to try it on in front of her. I've tried a couple on, like in thrift shops and everything, and maybe that's it. Maybe I need a fresh new cardigan for me. And maybe
Oh no, 70s cardigans are like the best cardigans.
Yes.
See?
Yeah.
If I can't do that, what can I do? I'm just gonna stick to hoodies, guys. I can't.
So, Slice, here's a little suggestion that might get you excited about dipping your toe back into cardigans. On an especially like chilly, rainy day, like one of those sort of autumn days where it's just kind of damp and a little foggy outside. When you get out of bed, I'm assuming that like a civilized person you sleep without a shirt on. When you get out of bed, just pull that cardigan on just over your bare chest. Just pull that cardigan on and spend your morning just bare chested with the cardigan. You're gonna feel like, my God, this is what men do. Like, men wear bare chested cardigans, I guess.
Make sure you get up before your kids too, because the best way to do that is to Pooh Bear it. I'm talking about no pants whatsoever, just a cardigan on your bare chest, everything else exposed.
This is wild.
Let that cardigan become part of you.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. I mean, I usually just sit there in my underwear till I have to walk the kids to school. So, but I'm, I'll
At which point you put on shoes.
Right. I put on shoes, and depending on the age of the underwear, maybe shorts. But I'm going shirtless. It's spring's here, baby. These nice warm mornings.
You kids remember, if you see any aluminum cans, you bring them home to Daddy.
My hottie this week was supposed to be fucking hot dog chili. And there it is, written on my note card. I was hoping that I would win the little contest for who gets to go first this week, because I was so excited to talk about my wife's homemade hot dog chili.
Well, you still can. I said hot dogs. Now you get, and Dwight had something about food poisoning due to hot dogs. Now it's only right that you talk about this chili.
We could look at the three of us. There's nothing wrong with doubling down on hot dogs.
Right?
Good, because I am going to use my full allotted time to talk about the hot dog chili my wife makes, which is incredible. And Dwight, Slice, something you may not know about me, having been friends for 25 years, is that sometimes I can be a little snooty. I approached hot dogs and hot dog chili as a young man with some skepticism, and went like, hot dog chili? That's gross. Why would you do that? That's dumb and messy.
I might get some on my ascot.
Yeah, I have a Dutch accent, I think. That's that sounds right.
This week.
What?
I said this week you do. Next week I might make you from some other. You might be from I don't know.
Germany. It could be anything.
You could be German next week.
Oh God! Just don't make me be from a land that doesn't have hot dog chili. Because the first time my wife made hot dog chili for me, it was as though the scales fell away from my eyes, and I could see the sun and the little woodland creatures frolicking in the yard, which also was a good sign, because that reminds me the frolicking woodland creatures are not actually in the hot dog chili, which I was always kind of assuming that's where it comes from. But no, it's delicious. And you steam the bun. You have to have a steamed bun.
Yes, agreed.
Put your hot dog in there, add your chili, add your American cheese, and in my case, mustard. I don't really care for raw onions, but I understand why people do like them, and they add an important texture. But it's, man, hot dog chili. And you took that from me, Slice.
I didn't take it. I set you up for it, I set you up for it. It's all themed. See, this first round here, we're all themed.
This was bound to happen. I can't believe it happened in like our 4th episode.
Right? Exactly. Yeah.
We really have to get out and experience life more.
Yep.
No. The great thing for both us and the listener is going to be next week when all of us try to talk about hot dogs again for a hobby.
It's just 2 hot dogs and a naughty every week. That's it.
But no, like, man, it's May. May is the hot dog weather. Like, it is time for hot dogs.
May is hot dog weather.
Absolutely.
You write that down as a title for the episode.
Mm-hmm. Hot dog weather. There we go.
My second hottie this week, of course, is Songs of Innocence by U2. That's right, guys. It's the free U2 album everybody got on iTunes in 2014 that has been a running joke and something people complain about now in 2025. Listen, it's a great album. I still listen to the album. It's got, half of it's just bangers, and the other half's fine. I'm sorry, everybody, that if one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time put a free album on your phone.
Yep, there's a bunch of people who just don't appreciate a free album, and they feel like they've been imposed upon, but you've been blessed with music from, like you said, one of the most prestigious bands of all time. And I don't know what there is to complain about all that.
I could see it if it was like an ICP album. Or all of a sudden there's a new Warrant album on your phone. I could see getting up in arms. U2's great.
I'm happy that if either of those show up on my phone, I'm listening to those too. I'll give it a shot. If it's free, it's for me. I don't care who the band is. I'll check it out. It doesn't matter.
So it's more about the bargain.
Yes. I'm the bargain seeker in me. It just wants that. Oh, you gave me a free. Wow, Nelson. I haven't heard of these guys in a minute.
You're the reason Rebecca Black has a career. I don't know. I've just been with her since the beginning, since that Friday song. It was great. And it was just on YouTube. It was free.
Right. Hey, think of all the content that song provided for us. And it was free to us. It's kind of like this great U2 album. Yes, it was a much higher caliber of, music, but you know what? In their own way, they both contributed something great to this world. Who are we to judge? I
don't know how Beck's going to join this convo because all of his music that he listens to is in public domain. So I assume all of his music is free.
Right. Beck doesn't start listening to people until they've been dead for at least 30 years. So.
My music is mostly Gregorian chants and jazz. And the problem is that all of that stuff should be free. But since the economies of scale of it are so very small, because it's only me and like 3,000-year-old men who like to listen to it, we all have to pay exorbitant ticket prices to go to anything. It's terrible. It's terrible.
If people would like to go revisit Songs of Innocence, you don't have to listen to the whole album, but I'll tell you right now, Raised by Wolves, great track. Try that one. Volcano, great track. Not to be confused with the Jimmy Buffett song Volcano. It is not a Jimmy Buffett cover. I know a lot of people get confused by that. And Every Breaking Wave, also very good.
I'm going to have to check those out.
So you guys listen to it. If you still have complaints, come back at me.
And just remember, it was free.
Super free.
I will say that I did not ever listen to that free album.
But you didn't complain about it either.
Right.
I'm actually, it was so long ago. And I complain about so many things. I might have. It's hard to say. I mean, like if I were making book on how I behaved here, I would definitely give odds to. I probably bitched about it for weeks. My second non-hot dog related hottie is an automatic ice maker in your house. This is my favorite non-essential home appliance. So, like, obviously, the refrigerator itself, or the washing machine, or the air conditioner, these obviously occupy a different universe. But having ice on demand in my house, this is the height of decadence. Like,
we truly live in an age of miracles. Yeah.
Yes, we truly live in an age of miracles. And I know that fundamentally this fucking thing is evil. Like, I take this little machine that generates heat and I put it in my freezer in order to make ice. And so, like, I know that it's a strain on the environment. I feel terrible about it. But guys, I can have ice whenever I want to. So
yeah, don't feel that bad about it. You got to take those little victories when you can get them.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And that's what we do here at Two Hotties and Naughtys. Celebrate life's little victories. When we first moved into the new house, we had an older ice maker that made a sound like a Gatling gun when it was doing, I don't know, whatever it is that it does. I'm not really a machine guy. And it was great because it was very loud and terrifying and almost gave me a heart attack and startled several of our guests. But then we got it replaced because, it was loud, and when something is loud and not supposed to be in your house and you're a middle-class person, you replace it. So now we have a nice quiet ice maker. And
Slice, it makes you think about your children differently, doesn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know I was supposed to replace them. I've been putting up with them for how long?
Yeah. I also bet those little monsters are supposed to be the ice makers in your house, aren't they, Slice?
Well, they used to be until that one tax return. Then I could depend on the refrigerator to do that. After I tried to save money by not hiring someone to hook it up, so I hooked it up myself. That was scary, but I did it, and it worked great until we moved out of that house. And then now I've got a new ice maker, and it's very different. I have to scoop it out. It's not on the front of the refrigerator.
Oh, no.
It's very different. It's a KitchenAid, and so I have the water thing, but it's in a really weird location, and then below, like in the under freezer drawer, that's where it kicks out all those ice cubes, and I've got my little shovel, my little scooper to do that. And I don't know. There's a nuance to it, but it's mixing things up.
Makes you feel like you've really accomplished something.
Right. It's like it's a middle ground. It's not just spitting them out at me and being loud. It's like no. Get down here. You want these nuggets of coldness? You got to come down here and dig, buddy. And I do.
The delicate craft of extracting your own artisanal ice. I like it. Yeah.
Examining each piece.
This one will
Looking
never
at the
do.
ones that are
sink
misshapen and going, and tossing them into the cat.
Disgusting.
You'll ruin my Shasta.
My LaCroix will never taste up to par with this cube. Blink.
Yeah.
All right, guys. My non-hot dog hottie is the new album Skeleta by the hit Swedish metal band Ghost. I had the great pleasure of going to a midnight release last week for this album at my local record shop, Orbits, in Barbersville. I know you guys will all go there now. But anyways, it was an awesome experience.
Barbersville's about 15 miles from Huntington. You got to pass Lesage. You have to pass.
Go up there. It's where the mall is.
You guys
everybody
know.
goes to the Huntington Mall. You guys know. But anyways, it was an awesome experience. There was like, I don't know, 60, 70 people showed up for this midnight release. And I haven't been to a midnight release in God knows how long, probably like the Lord of the Rings movies or something. But no, it was just a great time. The album is super fun. I love old arena rock, and call it whatever you want. I don't know. It just got a fun vibe, and it's like Ghost. If you're not familiar with the band, it's like, I don't know, ABBA meets Kiss. They're from Sweden, so it's they've got some skeletal face paint. Oh, okay. Here it comes. Here it comes.
No, I don't know why anyone would compare anything they like to Kiss.
It's the visual. It's not necessarily. I mean, I'm not big on that either. But the visual. That's the spectacle. That's what it is. Like the spectacle of the performance and everything. It's they got kind of the theatrics there.
Slice, you requested that we listen to some tracks to prepare.
Yes, please,
for this.
Please let me know.
I did. I listened to Guiding Lights, which I was shocked to realize was not about the daytime soap opera my mom watched when I was sick in school. And there's one called Satanized.
Yes.
Ooh, Satanized.
Yes.
Yes,
Now,
I also had the misfortune of hearing Satanized. Yes.
Oh,
now, do you think they're clever enough to think that that's a play on Sanitized?
Oh, here we
Or
go.
they're just going straight for
Okay,
I've been
you two
Satan.
boy. Okay, you two boy. That album was a dud. Now you're just harping on me,
Hey, man, I haven't even said anything about the music.
You
And the
guys
music,
are
to
just-
me, sounds like somebody... it sounded like a bunch of 40-year-old guys still trying to make it happen, and then their lead singer was tragically killed in a paintball accident, and they hired someone's nephew who works in IT to sing for them. Is that harsh?
So it's pretty much like this podcast, is what you're saying. 3 guys in their 40s. Yeah, that fits the bill. That's why it resonates.
Yes, but if
with
then
me.
we hired a young person to be the voice of us, because it sounds like they got a guy.
We would be so lucky to be living in Finland.
Right? See?
Yeah.
This album is great, and it's got such,
It's Sweden, though, right? Isn't it
It's
Sweden?
Sweden. It is Sweden, but
I don't want all of Scandinavia to be angry at us.
Right, that's true. As long as we don't make New Zealand mad, that's where we're huge. But yes, I don't know. It's a throwback. There's so many different bands from the 80s and 90s that you can hear in this style. It's an homage to it. Sorry it didn't resonate with you guys. I know maybe in 30 years from now when the band's dead, Michael Beck might listen to it. Maybe if they put a free album on your Spotify, Dwight will like it.
It is a free album on my Spotify, since I already pay for Spotify.
Well, then is it really free? Is it really free?
No, it's true.
So, and you
True,
didn't
they
do
got
what
me.
I told you to do. You should have started at the beginning of the album. You
I
went
did.
straight to
I did
Guiding
start.
Light? Okay.
I did. And I quickly decided to move on.
Oh, man. See? All right. Well, here's what I'll say. If you like arena rock and old 80s and 90s metal and hard rock, go check it out. If you like these guys, don't check it out,
I expected them to be spookier. They're called
Well,
Ghost.
they are. I mean, if you look up the videos, watch the previous albums are much more metal. There,
Like
now
that.
it's the good time to do that, Beck. Now you know.
Is
it's
that a
spooky
hidden
time.
track from this album?
Well, this was more like 80s arena rock type stuff. Previous albums were a lot more spookier. There's spooky stuff on this one, but you'd have to listen to the whole album, which I know you guys will not do.
Well, I did
So you
hear
just gotta
one
trust me.
reference to vampires in the stuff I listened to.
Well, there you go. See, that's spooky.
It is. You know what? You're really turning me around on this whole thing.
See, I give it a
As
shot.
soon as they release a song about the creature from the Black Lagoon, I am down.
All right, I'm going to talk to them about making that cryptid album, and then you guys will be changing your story. You see.
Welcome back. Time for naughties. My naughty this week, boys, bending over. I am 44 years old, and bending over is the worst part of every day. Jesus Christ, guys. Bending over. Oh my God. And like walking around, oh yeah, man, I can walk around all day. This is great. You know, climbing stairs, sure. I'll climb a step. Oh my God, but bending over, I feel like I'm 95 years old. And then you have to get back up, and sometimes you have to bend over again.
I'm of two minds on this. Yes, bending over sucks. It sucks so hard. But a couple of years ago, I had Guillain-Barré syndrome, which made me go basically paralyzed for a good 2.5 months. So I had to relearn to walk and everything. So when I could bend over, it was a big accomplishment. So in my head, I need to keep bending over, otherwise I'm going to lose that superpower that I've acquired through rehab.
I like that. It also makes me feel like an asshole for complaining about being able to bend
All
over.
right, let me just hit these things on my checklist. Check. But no, you're right. Bending over sucks. I've started to develop some lower back issues, and that certainly doesn't help. I'm still the person who tries to lift things that are too heavy for me to lift.
Well, let me let you guys in on a little life hack here. I don't bend over. I kneel now. That's what I do. If I drop something, I'm not bending straight over to the ground to get it. I'm dropping that left knee down to the ground. I'm grabbing that thing, and I'm rising right back up. So a little lunge, if you will. But, oh, no. No. Not with these hamstrings and these hips. I'm not bending over to pick that thing up ever. That
explains your huge quads.
Right? See? Quadzilla.
Now, Slice, when you go down on one knee, though, aren't you constantly having to deal with the fallout of a bunch of false engagement assumptions? Like,
I do.
Everyone around you, I assume, is thinking, oh, Slice is going to ask me to marry them now.
Well, see, I just raise up my hand, show them already taken. False alarm. Now let me get this pencil. And then it's it. It's all good.
That is how he met Autumn. He just kept proposing to people by kneeling down, and the first person that said yes.
That was it. She was the one. Lucky girl.
See, my knees would never take kneeling down. I would be in excruciating pain. I guess I have to develop calluses on my knees.
That must be it, because I know people always talk about it. It's like, oh man, how can you do this on your knees or whatever? I don't know. These knees have just, I guess I've evolved over time because of the inflexibility of my left hip. So then I go down to just do that kneel, and there I go, you know? Yeah.
My knees have always been bad, and I blame it on playing catcher in Little League for 2 years.
Ooh, yeah.
And then when I tried to explain that to an employer who was trying to get me to do some manual labor, I sound like a psycho. I'm sorry, I can't do this. My baseball career really took it out of me.
5th grade, I was playing catcher, and ooh, these guys just don't bend like that anymore after that year. That summer.
Took a foul ball from a kid with asthma. It was rough.
Dwight, I've got to say, I'm very proud of you for an employer asking you to perform manual labor. No one that I've worked for would ever once ask me to perform manual labor because they know, oh, well, no, but Beck will just quit if we ask him to lift or carry something.
Have you seen that guy try to bend over? Don't. Just stop.
Just the noises he's going to make alone is enough for
He
HR
was stuck
complaints.
there for 12 minutes yesterday. I didn't thought I was going to have to give him a ride home. It's weird.
Last year we had to fold him up and put him in the back of a pickup truck.
I had my brother's dolly in the back of my truck. Just wheeled him out there.
The best part of all of this is I work from home. So.
All right, so my naughty for the week is ticks. That's right, ticks. T-I-C-K-S.
Oh, yes.
So just like it's getting that time of the year for delicious hot dogs, it's getting that time of the year for non-delicious ticks, unless you're a possum or a chicken. Ticks suck, literally suck in every imaginable way possible. Your blood, the fun out of things, going on hikes and everything. They are the absolute worst. Yeah, so just be careful out there, check yourself after you go out for those hikes or walking through tall grass, cutting grass, anything. One time...
Oh, I avoid all that stuff. I'm okay.
See, you're safe. One time, Desmond, my youngest son, went to school a couple of years ago, and we got a phone call from the nurse's office that said he had a tick on his eyelid, and I needed to come down there and pick it off.
Oh!
This was absolute nightmare fuel. So luckily, I headed over there immediately, but luckily, in the time it took me to get from my house to there, which is only a few minutes, he had picked it off himself. So I didn't have to do it because, yeah, it was awful. Like I saw a picture and everything. It was pretty scary. But yeah, ticks are the absolute worst. Yeah. Not to mention Lyme disease. But yeah, always keep an eye out. If you do have a tick on you, check for that circle, bullseye. They say if you get that, go get those antibiotics. That'll keep you safe from that Lyme disease. But
number one medical podcast in the world.
That's right. We keep it real. What's the worst place you guys have ever found a tick on your body?
I don't recall ever having a tick on me.
You really have never been outside the house. That is crazy.
I mean, it probably happened when I was a kid, but I don't recall.
Yeah, I've definitely found ticks on my legs, and I think Crystal has found a tick like on my neck. My wife and I live in Virginia, so there is a real tick issue here. We live in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and we also have a dog, and the dog gets her tick medicine every month. Actually, she just got it yesterday. The first day of every month is when my wife applies the bead of tick medication. I don't know what it's called. And obviously Crystal handles all of this because she can't trust me not to eat the tick medicine. So
why do they make it blueberry flavored?
And so I don't know if like the ticks like to go onto Coco and then they get a taste of her tick medicine and they realize, oh no, this is poison. So then they jump onto me. I'm not sure, but yeah, don't like ticks. Don't like ticks.
They're just gross. Once they have been on your dog underneath that hair that you can't see for so long and they get all fat and gross like that, just disgusting creatures. You gotta be careful how you pull them off too. So ticks.
What's the proper way to pull them off?
Well,
you have to talk them down like you're a negotiator.
Buddy, I think you've had enough. You're cut off. You don't have to go home.
Hey, everybody wants to go home today, bud. Everybody wants to get home safe. I'm sure you got a family that loves you. Let's just back away.
Oh, and they always have their pathetic little list of tick demands. And it breaks your heart.
I can get a truck here, Tick, but it's going to take me longer than 20 minutes. You got to be realistic with me here. My naughty this week is personalized license plates.
All right.
Okay. This was triggered by it's just so hard to be clever, and so many people think they're clever. And they're just not. This goes to the people who have license plates like too slow or can't catch, or the things that are like, prodding a cop to pull you over. I don't know what people ever get from that. The reason I wrote it down this week is that as I was leaving the store, I was behind a car that's license plate said, and I'll put this picture on our socials, so please check it out. The license plate said, The Balls, Balls, The Balls. And underneath the balls, they had truck nuts. truck nuts underneath
Yep.
their car. Yeah,
Beautiful.
Bravo.
really committed.
Bravo. Yeah.
Also, I'm a little hurt because I always joke that if I was going to get a personalized license plate, it would just say Piscopo. But
I remember Piscopo.
Joe Piscopo really came out hard for President Trump this last election cycle. So the Piscopo dream is dead.
Yeah.
I wanted it just so people would ask me, "What's that license plate all about?" Is that you talking about Joe Piscopo? Yeah, of course I'm talking about Joe Piscopo. Have you ever seen Johnny Dangerously?
Now, while I will say that most vanity plates are, like you've illustrated here, just awful and, yeah, really not good, I have seen a few there. Speaking of Virginia, your current state there, Beck, they had one that talked about children and education. So it said kids first at the bottom. And most of you have probably already seen this, but the plate read eat the, and then it said kids first. So, you could be clever if your state offers like a special plate and everything has additional words on there. If you fill that in and do it well, you could be an internet legend.
It's funny you bring up Virginia Slice, and I'm glad it's funny that you bring up Virginia because this is a comedy podcast. But the problem with Virginia,
People were so confused before just now. They were like, "What is this?"
is it a medical show? Is it a cooking program?
Is it a heavy metal album review show?
Is this court-required therapy?
It is way too easy to get a vanity license plate in the state of Virginia, so everyone has them here. It's terrible. The fee is like $20 or something like that for a vanity plate. And my wife and I were driving the other day, and we saw a license plate that said CHZ space LIFE. And I'll leave it to everyone to guess what that means. And my wife, who was not driving, I was driving. So, like, she had time to focus on this license plate and interpret it, decided that it meant 100% with total sincerity, said, yeah, how about this chorizo life license plate in front of us? Chorizo life.
That reminds me of when there were one of the first civilian spacecrafts to go into the air that were carrying people was called Spaceship One. It was on CNN, and I was watching this with Dr. Sidney McElroy, one of the smartest people I know, and we're sitting there, and we have a 5-minute discussion asking, what's a spaceophone? I don't... Spatiaphone. Huh. Spatiaphone? Yeah.
I wonder what happened to the Oneaters. Yeah.
Did it mean cheese life?
See,
starting this week, we're going to recap the polls that we put on Instagram, where you get a vote for what's the hottiest and what's the naughtiest of all of our segments. And if there's a clear winner of that, they get to pick the second hottie category next week. And we won't know. We'll come in blind, and the person who wins gets to pick it for us. Does that sound fun for everybody? All right.
Oh, yes. It sounds tremendous fun. Yes.
In our first poll of hotties, there was a tie at 48% between conspiracy theories and taking a nap. So that's one for me, and I believe one for Beck.
Yes, excellent. Excellent.
The second winner are just a lot of fans of an ergonomic mouse. The ergonomic mouse ran away with it. Really adventurous listeners out there. You guys stay safe. And our naughtiest thing last week was internet outages, which I think was Slice.
Hey.
But I believe that gives 2 wins to Beck.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to choose our second hottie category next week. So I hope you guys enjoy that little gimmick. We're going to start next week. If you don't, we'll probably stop. So I guess we'll see how it goes.
No. My favorite thing to do is identify something the listener clearly doesn't enjoy and double down on it. Have 3
Just
or 4
pound it into the
segments like
ground. Just pound it. Beat that dead horse. All right, guys. That was our show. Hope you all enjoyed it.
I'm Slice Hicks. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week, hopefully.
that. Good night, everyone. I love you.
Thank you for listening. This has been Two Hotties and a Naughty, a podcast about life's little victories and constant disappointments, as hosted by Michael Beck, Slice Hicks, and Dwight Slappe. Editing and production by Michael Sullivan. Our theme is Handel's Entrance of the Queen of Sheba for Two Oboes, Strings, and Continuo Allegro, as performed by the Advent Chamber Orchestra. Crystal Howe speaking.